Good afternoon, dear audience and teacher. Later, today we are going to talk about good and bad design and some examples. First, we are going to mention how the design process is better known as design thinking. Design thinking is work process that designers use and can help us to extract, teach, learn, and systematically apply these human-centered techniques to solve problems in a creative and innovative ways in our lives. This process has 5 phases, starting with the empathize with your users for later define needs of your users, their problems, their knowledges. To ideate by challenging assumptions and creating innovative solutions. Later, we move on the prototype to start making the solution and finally test the solution. We have already talked about this process on different occasions, but below we are going to define what is good design is.
A good design meets the previous steps correctly. The message must be understood and displayed at first sight. It must also be timeless, out of the trends and fashions, and able to adapt to different situations and audiences. The principles of good designs established by Dieter Rams have left a great influence on today's best designers. Rams was a key figure in the renaissance of German functionalist designs that proved decisive in the 1950s and 1960s. His principal and main motto being "Weniger aber besser", or less but better execution. Functionalism is characterized by giving more importance to design than style, and by trying to address practical problems in the most logical and effective way. First, good design is innovative, makes a product useful. Good design is aesthetic. A good design makes a product understandable. Good design makes the structure of the product clearer. Better yet, it can make the product speak. At best, it is self-explanatory. Good design is discreet, is honest, is durable. Good design avoids being fashionable and therefore will never appear outdated. Unlike fashion design, good design lasts for many years, even in today's society. Is meticulous to the last detail, is environmentally friendly, and finally, good design is the last possible design.
Conversely, a bad design will be one that at first sight cannot be easily manipulated, and you need a giant manual to understand it. Many times in these cases, they are defined as human error when it is not. The real culprit is bad design, poorly thought out and incompetent. When there is an error, the usual thing is to look for the reason. Next, you come to the conclusion that this is the person who did something wrong, but you should look further and think, what caused the human error? How could it have been prevented? Because if the true cause is not found, the problem is still here. The following example is not product design error, but a procedure design error. Becky Richards, director of clinical service at Kaiser South San Francisco Hospital, where nurses administered 800 medications each day. The nursing team took notes, transcribed it so that it was legible, ordered at the pharmacy, and when it arrived, it was administered to the patient. The percentage of error was very low, but given the volume of administration, errors can occur. For then, to try to reduce the error rate, research studies the case, nothing that many errors occurred because something or someone was distracting the staff all the time. The solution: when someone from the nursing staff was administering medication, they had to wear a bright orange vest and no one could interrupt them. After 6 months of testing, errors were drastically reduced by 47%.
This example, taken from the book Switch, demonstrates how not disturbing the user in critical tasks generates results. In conclusion, it is time to design differently, preventing possible human error. We know how to do it, and we must put into practice, and it must be tested before, during, and after its implementation. As designers, we have a duty to care about creating efficient and safe designs that anticipate and prevent human errors. The user is not perfect and usually does not have to be 100% focused on the task, and distractions often occur. And that will be the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.